You can build huge biceps doing chin-ups. In this video, I'm going to show you more modifications for that with using one of the best tools from gymnastics. First of all, you can do chin-ups basically in any way, it will work your biceps for sure. In the underhand grip we use in the chin-ups, the palms look backward, so the hands are in supinated position. This is activating the biceps in itself and puts more load on it in this exercise compared to the overhand or neutral grip pull-ups. I'm sure many of you know that. I just said that if you do chin-ups in any way, because in general we use chin-ups as a back exercise and we are focusing on the full range of motion with depressing and adducting the scapulas and best case bring our chest to the bar. And yes, even with that execution, your biceps will be under significant load. However, as I said, we could call that more of a back-focused execution. However, you can do this exercise focusing more on the biceps as well. This exercise can be done on the bar, of course. Here, you need to find the right width of your grip, which is in general equals the width of your hands with your arms next to your body with forward-looking palms in standing. But in my opinion, especially in terms of this exercise, the rings are a safer and more effective alternative than the bar. The ring bicep chin-ups provide the perfect execution. Thanks to the free movement of the rings, you'll be able to work in the most optimal way, which is the safest for your joints and the most optimal for your muscles. It also gives you the opportunity to turn the rings out at the upper end point, so supinate your hands, which is essential for the maximal biceps contraction. In this video, you can see how important is that small extra supination for the peak contraction of the biceps in the dumbbell curl. You can take advantage of that on the rings as well, but not on the bar since you can't move that. The free movement of the rings is clearly beneficial for the optimal load of the joints as well as the peak contraction of the biceps. This exercise is an advanced one since you need to move your whole body weight to work your biceps. It's not worth to jump into it without the proper joint preparation and basics because you can overload yourself pretty easily. It's important to highlight that for the execution I will show here, you need good level of body awareness, you need to be able to position and control your scapulas, as well as to have decent neuromuscular connection to be conscious about what you do and what muscles you focus on. You can build these prerequisites by doing prehab exercises and program, as well as basic strength, which is a whole other topic. I've made many videos about these that you can find on the channel, or you can start the complete system step-by-step guide on the link below. I don't want to waste the time of those who already know this information, so if you haven't heard of any of these yet, please check out the resources I mentioned. And now, let's see how to do the biceps-focused chin-ups for the best results, what are the modifications and variations. For the most thorough execution in terms of arm flexor muscles, you can start this exercise with overhand grip, so with your palms facing forward. Like this, from the overhand grip, you can turn your hands to underhand grip through the neutral grip, so the flexor muscles of the forearms, the brachialis, and the biceps also work in this movement. If you want to focus clearly on the biceps, you can start with underhand grip. You can also minimize the work of the flexor muscles of the forearms if you place the rings in the upper part of your palms and grab it like that. As I've mentioned, here you don't want to focus on the back muscles, however, they will take their part regardless, but in the biceps-focused chin-up, you need to pay attention to a significant change. The scapula stability and control is important, but now you don't have to adduct your scapulas with retracting the shoulders and pushing your chest up. Simply depress your scapulas and keep your shoulders neutral, or you can even let them slightly protract. First, try the movement in standing, only imitating it, focusing on the biceps contraction. Discover this movement and you will feel the right position. It's not good if you retract the shoulder, neither if you protract it too much, you will find the best contraction in between. But the shoulder/scapula depression is crucial. With elevated shoulders, you won't feel the same. Let's move on to the elbows. There are significant modifications here as well. When you're doing regular chin-ups, your elbows move next to or even behind your body. Here, you need to keep them in front of your body to get the best biceps contraction. Another important key point is to not bend your elbows completely, because same as in a dumbbell curl, so here, if you overbend the elbows, the biceps will lose its tension after a certain angle of flexion. You can also try this out with the previous example in standing. You'll feel the best contraction if you keep a few inches between your hands and shoulders. The third important key point here is that your elbows need to look forward, but the point here is to move your forearms in a way as you want to show your grip to someone behind you. By doing this, you can ensure the natural path of your elbow flexion. If you stand in front of the mirror and keep your arms next to your body with your palms looking forward, you will see that your forearms look slightly outward compared to the line of your upper arm. This is what we call the carrying angle, and it's normally about 5-15 degrees. So if you do biceps curl like that, you will see your hands move slightly outward in a path moving next to the shoulders and not to the shoulders exactly. This is what you need to strive for while doing the chin-up, and this will ensure the maximal contraction of your biceps. The last key point that I mentioned before is the supination of your hands. This will provide the peak contraction of the biceps, especially thanks to the free movement of the rings. Besides all these, pay attention to drive the whole movement with focusing on the contraction of the biceps, not your back this time. I hope you could follow through these key points. As you see, it's pretty complex, but I summarize it now real quick. Grab the rings with placing them in the upper part of your palms, depress your scapulas while pulling and keep your shoulders neutral, keep your elbows in front of your body, don't bend your arms completely, keep distance between your hands and shoulders, and turn the rings out, so supinate your hands on the top. Keep focusing on the contraction of your biceps all the time. There is one important aspect that will probably divide opinions a lot, and I leave it up to you which one you prefer. You can do this exercise with descending to passive hang in each rep, with stretching the biceps and sort of deactivate it, or don't descend completely and keep the tension in it all the time. I personally like the full range of motion one, and I go down to passive hang, but some people like to keep the tension. As I mentioned, I recommend the full upper body joint preparation and basics before you start doing this exercise, but it doesn't mean that you can't make it easier. You can do it with leg assistance. Actually, I recommend to try it out that first. You can even decrease the intensity while doing your reps later like that. But if you want to increase the intensity, you can add more weight using weight belt or weight vest. These will give you even more gains. So if you want to build bigger biceps, this exercise is definitely worth it. 6 to 10 reps, and with lower intensity, even higher, 15 reps will bring you great results in at least 2 to 3 sets. If you don't want to risk your progress and want to build a shredded physique like gymnasts have from zero, following my thorough system specifically, just click the link below, sign up today, and get access to all of my programs, tutorials, series, and much more. I can also help you personally in the private community in the live Q&As. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did so, please like, share, and write a comment what do you want to see in the next videos. If you don't want to miss the new videos, subscribe with notifications on, and see you next week in the next video.